Today's video is about Zephyr's Pass, a recently released gem on the Game Boy Color. Released in 2024, this game feels like a time capsule from the golden age of handheld gaming. But before we get into the game itself, let's take a moment to talk about the company that made this all possible. This game was developed by Providential Innovations, with the lead creative force being Aaron Goodall, a designer who channeled his love for retro gaming into this passion project. While the publisher Incubate Games is well known for bringing retro titles to physical cartridges, it's Goodall's vision and work with Providential Innovations that make Zephyr's Pass stand out as a modern tribute to classic handheld gaming. Together, they crafted a game that not only runs on original Game Boy Color hardware, but pushes the boundaries of what's possible on the system, blending nostalgia with modern gameplay mechanics. It was developed using GB Studio, a modern drag-and-drop game engine specifically designed for creating Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles. GB Studio enables developers to make games that run on original hardware without needing deep programming knowledge. This tool allows for pixel-perfect designs and lets creators focus on crafting gameplay and narrative without worrying about complex coding. It works by providing an intuitive interface where developers can create 2D pixel art, set up event triggers, and build tile-based maps. The gameplay of Zephyr's Pass draws inspiration from classic action-adventure titles, focusing heavily on exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. As the player, you guide Abel, the main character, through beautifully crafted environments filled with challenging obstacles and enemies. The game's progression relies on finding and utilizing various tools and abilities to overcome puzzles and reach new areas. One of the standout mechanics is the environmental interaction. Players can push boulders, flip switches, and interact with objects to unlock pathways or solve intricate puzzles. This puzzle-solving aspect is balanced well with combat, as you face a variety of enemies in real-time battles using Abel's sword and agility. Rather than complex resource management, Zephyr's Pass focuses on action and exploration, encouraging players to learn enemy patterns and strategize during boss fights. What truly makes the mechanics shine is the integration of exploration with these combat elements, rewarding players who carefully navigate the world and uncover hidden areas and items. Zephyr's Pass is a compelling story set in a beautifully crafted world. You play as Abel, a young hero who must team up with a group of pirates to stop an antagonist named Thane, who seeks to become the Wind God. To defeat him, Abel embarks on a quest to find ancient relics and reassemble the armor of Zephyr, a legendary figure tied to the kingdom's history. This setup may seem familiar, but the way it's presented makes the world feel vibrant and alive. The world building in Zephyr's Pass is one of its strongest points. Each environment, from expansive deserts to intricate caverns, feels distinct, both visually and narratively. NPCs you encounter in various towns and hideouts have their own stories, adding depth to the world. Their dialogue, though succinct, gives you insight into the rich history of the kingdom and the looming threat of Thane. The game's environments are rich with color and detail, from the lush forest to the crumbling ruins of an ancient temple. Each new zone feels distinct, with its own visual flair that makes exploring that much more satisfying. The character sprites are also well detailed, with fluid animations that give each hero and enemy a real sense of life. Zephyr's Pass could easily stand toe-to-toe with some of the best-looking games on the Game Boy Color, like The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages or Shantae. There's no slowdown, no graphical glitches, and the way they use the limited color palette is nothing short of impressive. It's the kind of game that makes you want to just stop and admire the scenery even as enemies are swarming around you. Personally, Zephyr's Pass hit all the right notes for me. As someone who grew up with handheld systems, there's something incredibly nostalgic yet fresh about this game. The combat feels satisfying, the puzzles are engaging, and the pixel art is just beautiful. It's clear that the developers poured their heart and soul into this project, and that passion translates into a memorable experience for players. Sure, the game isn't without its drawbacks. The difficulty can spike unexpectedly, especially during boss fights, and there are moments where backtracking can feel a bit tedious. But honestly, these minor issues are more than forgivable given what the game sets out to accomplish. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. If you've played Zephyr's Pass, let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and until next time, keep those pixels alive.